Shalom Akim. I want to say all praise goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the Elsewhere Millstone. And salutations to the Akim out there pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty, the old full elect. I am Korah Allah. And through the Spirit, may this lesson be edifying. It says, UK Army Chief warns that Britain must prepare to fight over Ukraine. Now, I heard Britain was going to war, so this is something I just wanted to get more information on. Basically, a fact check, and through the Spirit, I'm going to bring it out. So I'm continuing the article. It says, the United Kingdom's new army chief has warned that British soldiers must prepare to fight in Europe once again amid the Ukraine-Russian war. And as concern is mounting that Belarus troops could join the Russian invasion. I'm going to jump down. It says, there is now a burning imperative to forge an army capable to fight alongside our allies and defeating Russia in battle. He wrote, jump down a little bit. It says, Sir Patrick pronouncement comes as an expert in Russia foreign policy said military training exercises held near the Belarus-Ukraine border could indicate that the Russian ally might join the war. Okay? The concern is that Russia President Vladimir Putin has been trying to put pressure on Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko and force him to take a more aggressive stance to launch more aggressive action out of Belarus involving Belarusian troops, said Mark Voyager, a senior fellow with the Transatlantic Defense and Security Program at the Center of Europe Analysts, according to express.co.uk. Right, so this is talks of war, okay? Now, we learned a few things here. One thing we learned, Britain and the UK might have to go to war. We learned that Russia allies may join the war, and basically what's going to happen is a breakout of World War III, which we're already in World War III, but now things are going to get hot, okay? The time of the Cold War is over, you know? And I'm not going to talk too much. Let me get a scripture real quick. Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And who's going to gather these nations? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, okay? Because this is the will of the Lord, you know. This is why these things are happening. I believe Proverbs, when you read Proverbs, you can look it up, but it speaks about the king's, the heart, the king of the heart is in the hands of the Lord, you know. And that's exactly what we're seeing when we read the update on what's going on in the news, okay? So now Britain is preparing to go to war against Russia, okay? And Russia allies might have to join the war also. So now that's another name. See, first we had Russia, we had Iran, China, Taiwan, okay, America, you know. So now these different nations are gearing up for war, and that's the Lord. I will also gather all nations, Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Right, and we know when we go into the valley of Jehoshaphat, we talking about the Middle East, talking about especially Iran, okay, and those surrounding areas. So yeah, there's gonna be a war on land in Iran, okay, but there's also gonna be wars breaking out all over, That's why it's a world war. You know, well, one of the main wars is going to be fought right there in Iran. Okay, but then also you're going to have wars being fought in Russia. You're going to have wars being fought in America. It says, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, right? Because the Lord's gonna, when the Lord returns, man, one of the places He's gonna judge first is that area. Okay. Matter of fact, when you go into the word Jehoshaphat, okay, in the Hebrews, Yahweh Shabbat, which means Most High's judgment. It says, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And that's what they've done. They've scattered us amongst different nations by way of slavery and slave trade, and they took our land and they named it after themselves and divided up our land amongst themselves. Next scripture, Isaiah 47:1. Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. And that's going into America. America is that virgin daughter of Babylon because America continues in the ways of Babylon. All right. So virgin daughter of Babylon, that's another code word. Virgin daughter of Babylon, that's another code word for America. All right. And it says virgin because America wasn't touched by battle. It wasn't touched by war. Okay. You see, we read in the article, it said Britain is preparing to go to war in Europe again, because Europe has been touched by war, but war has not came to the land of America since it was in power. It says, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. Right, that's another code word for America. Why? Because America is known for the witchcraft. It says, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Right, you're not going to be called tender and delicate. And you're not going to be called a virgin. Why? Because America is also going to be another ground war site, man. You know, another invasion is also going to take place upon America. Why you think these nations are becoming so great in military and in nuclear technology? All right. So this is how Esau is gonna come up out of power. This is how America's gonna come off that throne by way of World War III. Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. Right? And who's gonna wait upon the Lord? His men, his elect. Okay, the 1/3. Until the day that I rise up to the prey. Right, and that praise all these different heathens that came up against Israel. Okay, that dealt wickedly towards us. It says, for my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms. There it is. The Lord's going to gather these nations up into World War III to pour upon them my indignation, and that's going to start in the Middle East. All right, and then from there you're going to see those thermonuclear missiles dropping, and you'll see the elect being beamed up, being delivered. Even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. There you go, those laser beams, all right, from those chariots, and those to the destruction from those nuclear missiles, man. So that's basically the lesson. I fact checked it. Britain. This was posted June 19th. Britain is preparing for war, and that's a beautiful thing because this is what's spoken of in the prophecies, man. When you read it and you believe it and you prophesied it, it's a beautiful thing to see actually come to pass. It builds up your faith. I want to say all praise goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Bashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, El's Grand Millstone, and salutations to the Akhmat there pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty. Shalom.